Hi, my name is David Oberholter, and it's the 31st of August 2014. I'm here at the Midwest Skydivers Reunion in Ray Township, Michigan. So I've decided to come in and tell a little bit about my history with skydiving. I actually did my first parachute jump back in June of 1972, but I took a break after my military service and did for about 32 years, didn't jump, raised a family and all that stuff. And I got into jumping militarily kind of by accident. I was selected to go to U.S. Army Ranger School when I was in college at ROTC, and while we were down there we could also go into the airborne school as well. So I asked to do that because I thought it would be a neat thing to do, and it just happened that I got in and got to do it. The Army got a really good deal out of us because we didn't get paid anything to go there. They didn't pay us any. We didn't get paid any money, any basic pay, any allowances. We had to buy our own food. They gave us these old World War II barracks to live in, and we didn't get jump pay or any of that stuff. So they got a really good deal out of us. But I did get my jump wings, and that was the first time I ever went up in an airplane. It was great. Jumped a lot of times, and I got my senior wings and master wings. Was jump master in the Army. It was a great experience. My last military jump was in the fall of 1979 at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. It was a major production because I got to make a jump from a C-130 with a T-10 parachute, old school, and we were flying in the clouds at 1,200 feet. Air Force was guiding off a radar, and I had, unbeknownst to me at the time, a rigged malfunction in my parachute, which affected my ability to get away from another jumper later when we went out. So we're out, open the parachute, looking up, everything's fine. The other jumpers start screaming, slip away, because he's got twists halfway up to his riser, or to his skirt of his canopy. And so I haul down on my left front, get away from him in the clouds, let up again because I don't want to run into anybody else. And next thing I know, he's hollering at me, and he's right down below me, behind me, and I reach up and pull down on my front risers, not realizing that I had a full twist in the right risers. So I can't get away from him, and I end up seeing this shadow go whipping up past me and realize I'm going into his canopy. So I spread eagle, go right through his lines, and I'm hanging there looking down at his eyeballs, and he's staring up at me, not saying anything. I'm just hanging there waiting and waiting and waiting, knowing that I'm going to come back out again, or believing that I would. So I'm just hanging there, and then finally it seemed like it took forever, but I went right back through the lines where I came in, just as we broke out of the clouds at 500 feet. And all we can see are trees, because the Air Force had missed the drop zone. Sicily drop zone is the largest drop zone at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and they missed it. So we're over the trees trying to get to the drop zone, and hauling down on the suspension lines and the risers. I'm actually up in the suspension lines trying to get this T-10 to move faster, trying to get over the trees, but it's too far. And so now I'm looking down at the trees, figuring out where I'm going to land, how I'm going to get down through the trees and not get hung up. And I see these two tall pine trees coming at me, and I figure if I can go right through the tips of them, I can get down before I get to the next set of trees right beyond it. And so I'm picking up my feet, and I'm going right through the branches of these two pine trees, and I let up, and right on the other side is this 15-foot tall scrub oak tree, which I went right into the top of with my feet and knees together like a lawn dart into a styrofoam ball. And parachute collapses, and I'm starting to feel my weight taking down the tree, and the branches are breaking, and I start falling backwards, and I'm hauling on nylon. I slide down the tree, land on my head, and get out of the parachute. My legs were kind of cut up, but otherwise I survived. So that was my last military jump. But that was the day I was actually out processing from the Army. That was not the reason I didn't make any more military jumps. But I was married, I started raising a family, and it just didn't fit in with the budget and the life and everything. So finally, a few years ago, I was about ready to turn 60 years old. I was coming up on a big milestone birthday, and I saw a car go park or stop at a stoplight next to me, or just ahead of me, and it had a bumper sticker on it that talked about skydiving. And I pulled up next to the car, and there was this girl in there, and I asked her where people skydived around here. They told me about Midwest Freefall here near Romeo, Michigan. So I came out here and checked them out, and then took AFF classes, and that's where I started jumping again 3 years ago. So it's been a great experience. I really enjoyed it. Had not jumped on squares before, and done a lot of free fall. It was just hop and pops before, or static line, and now I'm I'm really enjoying it. Not sure how long I'm going to be able to do this, but I'll keep doing it for as long as I can. I just enjoy it. That's all I have to say.